Now to the breaking news on the growing scandal enveloping Rupert Murdoch's massive media empire. His top lieutenant, Rebekah Brooks, stepping down this morning. It's the latest blow for his company, and ABC's Dan Harris has been tracking the latest overnight. Good morning, Dan.
Hey, Robin, good morning. It's important to remember that Rebekah Brooks was not just any executive for Rupert Murdoch. He referred to her as his daughter, reportedly bought her lavish gifts, and would often dine alone with her at a country pub rather than taking power meetings with business leaders or politicians. Rebekah Brooks worked extremely closely with Rupert Murdoch for 22 years, including editing the newspaper at the heart of this scandal and then running all of his British newspapers. In stepping down this morning, Brooks said she felt a deep sense of responsibility for the people we have hurt. This resignation is the latest in a string of hard hits for Murdoch, the 80-year-old titan, the man who here in America owns Fox News and the Wall Street Journal. He has remained relatively mum as this scandal has metastasized. But this morning, he is now finally speaking out about the scandal involving one of his tabloid papers in England, the News of the World, accused of bribing police officials and hacking into the phones of everyone from Prime Minister Gordon Brown to child murder victims to the victims of the 2005 London subway bombing. On Thursday, Murdoch called a reporter at his own Wall Street Journal and said his company has handled this crisis extremely well in every way possible. Asked whether the swirl of negative stories was aggravating to him, Murdoch said he was just getting annoyed. "I'll get over it. I'm tired." And as to those comments from the former Prime Minister Gordon Brown that Murdoch's reporters accessed the confidential medical records of his infant son, Murdoch said he got it entirely wrong. And now comes the specter of even more public humiliation. After at first refusing to testify before the British Parliament, Murdoch caved yesterday and agreed that he would. Also, the FBI has now announced that it will investigate charges that Murdoch's reporters hacked into the phones and computers of 9/11 victims.
I think of all the friends and neighbors I lost, the friends and neighbors and relatives and family members that so many other Americans lost on that day, the trauma we were going through. This, to me, is almost sacrilegious.
And there is more news this morning. Rupert Murdoch's son, James, has announced that the company is setting up an independent committee to investigate all the wrongdoing and will also run ads in every newspaper in England this weekend apologizing to the nation. And when both Murdochs, along with Rebekah Brooks, testify to Parliament on this Tuesday, it will likely be a giant spectacle.